Welcome to Three Cheers. I'm Joy, and because I'm sitting on the blue chair, I'll be your host. But of course, 2 empty chairs as well. So let's find out who's in the red chair today. Yes.
Hi, Joy.
Hello, Eloise. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Loving the earrings.
Oh, thanks.
Super great.
I love the Hannah Montana top.
I definitely won't get lost in this top. Speaking of lost, Leanna.
Hello. You found us.
You found us.
I was literally texting you to ask for directions, but here we are. 3 Cheers seems like the right place to be with 2 beautiful young women.
Aww.
What have you been up
Cute.
to, Joy?
Well, on Monday, went on a blind date. The guy turned out to be a maths teacher, but
Okay.
we're not going to go on a second date because things didn't quite add up.
Good call.
I'm Eloise, but my nickname, Wheezy, so people call me that. And I just love dogs. Like, I don't own one, but one day I hope to own one. And I play this game in my car. You can play it, next time you're driving. So what you do, driving along, you see a dog in the distance, try and guess the breed before you come up closer to it.
So as fast as you can. So
Yeah. Border Collie.
nice.
Point to myself.
Does
Point
anyone
to
else
yourself.
play with you?
Oh, no, it's just me in the car.
So you always win. You're always a winner.
Yeah, you just add on your
I love
points.
it.
I'm up to 350.
Very good. Well, I'm feeling very comfortable in the yellow chair today because I actually have this colour chair at home.
Nice.
So I just feel like I'm in my lounge hanging out with 2 friends. And funny fact, I met Eloise many years ago when I was working for a children's television show, and Eloise was at Radio Lollipop, which is a radio station in Starship Hospital.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
me and Wheezy go way back.
Well, way back further. We went to intermediate together.
Oh, look at
Who
this.
wins
It's a
that?
I
beautiful
know.
reunion.
High five, ladies. We're going to have a great show today. And speaking of show, we're going to be talking about cell phones. I'm actually just getting a call. Sorry.
Eloise, I'm going to tag you in the meme.
I like Auntie. I love it now. Yes. Right, girls, so we are going to get to know each other a little bit. And in front of me, I've got this basket, and I have no idea what questions are inside of it.
Oh, no,
But what
that's
better way
nervous.
to get to know each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
How about you go first, Wheezy?
Okay. If you could meet any historical figure, who would you choose and why?
Oh, that's a hard one, very spontaneous to think off the top of your head. It would probably be, did you say they have to be dead?
Well, it
Yeah.
just says historical figure.
Oh, okay.
Or you're saying they're really old.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
To be fair, the only person I can think of is probably like MJ.
Oh, yeah.
And just get him to like perform a few songs, because that would be cool, like in real life.
Nice,
Because
yeah.
not many people will have that happen.
For me, it would actually have to be Noah. Yeah. I want to know the logistics of the ark. Like, how did it all
then ask him,
happen?
like, did everyone think you were crazy?
Yeah.
What
did
happened to
they
the
say?
unicorns?
How long was your bed?
That's what I want to know.
Where did they go? Did they jump off board?
So my question, what is your best and worst strength when it comes to social situations?
Oh, goodness.
Oh my goodness. I think my strength is making an awkward situation funny.
Yeah, yeah.
My weakness is probably just being too loud and saying too much.
Well, that's a great thing when you're in radio.
Yeah,
So
that's
you've just really utilised on that strength.
Yeah.
Social weakness. That's great.
Yeah. What about you, Weezy?
Strength. I can just be smiley and I laugh.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sounds like a fake laugh. Well, I just have different laughs. I don't know. Anyway, I'll laugh at any joke because I
Good.
find most things funny. So
We
that's
need
great.
people like that in
Yes,
this
we
world.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
You can hang out with me and laugh at all my lame
Yeah, well, that's good because
Make me feel good.
my weakness is being awkward. So you'd need to be there to turn it around and make it funny.
You guys
good
would be
on
each
party.
other's perfect wing women. Like,
Do you have a date to the Christmas do?
No, do you want to be my date?
I feel very loved right now. Okay, Leanna, we'll do your question.
Oh yes, here we go. Here we go, guys. What is something nobody knows about you? Go, Joy. You start. I'll sit this one out.
Okay. Okay, right, okay. First thing that's come to mind, I hate peas. I hate peas.
That's not too
I
bad.
just can't stand the taste of peas.
They're also quite hard to eat. They
They're
just fall off the fork.
Just weird consistency, and that's not really my thing.
Very interesting. That's okay. Wheezy, what does something that nobody knows about you?
Oh, that's tricky. I like to just be an open book, I guess. Trying to think. What about I'm allergic to kiwi fruit. But
I'm allergic to kiwi
Really?
fruit as well.
Are you?
No, but I want to be your friend.
You don't want to be allergic to kiwi fruit. Do you get a swollen throat?
Well, see, it's not that bad. It just like kind of feels like I've burnt my tongue for the rest of the day.
I must have the severe version of
Yeah.
allergies to kiwi fruit because my throat swells up.
Yeah.
It's not good. I'm one of those really annoying people that never get back to you when you text me or send me a message on Facebook Messenger because I don't like mess. I like to check my notifications but not reply, which is a big mistake because as soon as you check your notification, you should reply because you'll remember to. But if you don't, you won't. So apologies to everyone out there that hasn't received a message back from me over the past 5 years. Sorry.
So today on Three Cheers, we're talking about cell phones. Now, I was 11 years old when I got my first phone. How old were you? How old were you?
11 years old.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like that's very young. I would have been probably like 13, like teenager.
Right.
Yeah.
And were you like one of the last of the group to get cell phones?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm a little bit older than you both, so I remember when my mum got her first cell phone.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I'm not super old, but I'm old enough to know that cell phones came out and then my mum got one.
I remember my mum's phone because it had the game Snake.
Oh,
Do you remember
yeah,
that?
the classic.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was probably 11 or 12, definitely year 7. And it was obviously a hand-me-down from, I think, my auntie.
Aw.
But exciting, and yes, the game Snake. My dad's first cell phone, though, it was massive. Like, it had one of those, I don't know,
Like a
antenna
brick,
an
things.
antenna?
Yeah, you
Oh,
pull that out, and then there's a little bit that flips open where the numbers are. It was huge. It was so weird. And it was red.
Well, the interesting thing is that all of us probably got our phones when we were kind of pre-teen, teenage age-ish. But now, like all of us, we've got our phones and we depend on them. I mean, would you say that your phone's like a big part of your life?
Literally the biggest thing in my life because it's my alarm. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't turn up to work on time.
Yeah, we kind of need you to be
I mean,
there.
yeah, and you know, it's got your contacts. You can use a calculator. It's got your banking on it. All of your social media apps. Endless things on your phone. You have access to the entire world at the end of your hands.
Wow.
It blows my mind.
Yeah, actually, now that I think of it, like so much of our lives are on our phone.
Yeah.
Totally. Did
Yeah.
you see us when we walked in?
Yeah.
What's cool is that, like, you know, oh, I need to take a photo, let me get my camera. That's not a thing anymore. It's like, let me get my phone
Yeah,
to take
right.
the photo.
Have you guys ever been in a situation where you've lost your phone and it's like crippled you in some way?
Oh, I have a story.
Okay.
So this is a great lost and found story. I was babysitting, and at some point between picking up the kids from the school, taking them home to their house, I'd lost my phone. I was like, I kind of need that in case the parents need to contact me or whatever.
Yeah.
Not a big expensive phone or anything like that. It was some random Nokia phone. This wasn't even too long ago. It's a Windows phone. And I was like, well, where did I lose it? I checked the car multiple times, checked the house, and I was sure I had it with me before I went to the school. Anyway, I was like, oh, well, that's that. I guess it will just turn up when it turns up.
Yeah.
At home later that night, I think it was maybe near midnight, the phone rings, the home phone rings. And I'm like, this is weird. And I answered because it rang a couple times. I was like, hello. Turns out some people had found my phone and they found my home number in it.
Saved on it.
And then they're like, we've got your phone. And so they said, oh, you can pick it up from this address tomorrow if you like. And so I did, and I got it back.
Great story of honesty as well from
great
those people,
story.
because I mean, well, you did say it was just a Nokia phone and it was only a couple of years ago, so probably not the type of phone that you want to be like,
No.
sweet, look at that one.
The thing is, it surprises me that they were able to like call you on your landline because I don't have a landline.
I don't have a
anymore.
landline
I'm just
either.
like, when the landline rings, we're like, well, someone's calling to get us to pay some kind of bill. So we just kind of
We'll leave that one. I can guarantee you that there'll be a lot of younger kids these days that don't realise that landline phones used to have this coily cord attached to it that plugs into the wall, and then that was the way you could talk to people through your phone.
No, it's interesting that we so rely on phones for like connectivity. But have you even been in a situation where someone's always on their phone and you've found it kind of rude? Has it ever happened to you?
I mean,
Was that you?
I
I'm kind of that person.
would call myself someone who can multitask.
Yeah.
So I can listen and look at the same time. How bizarre is that? So I don't know. It has been me a few times that's been on my phone while, because you're distracted and it's so normal to have it at the end of your hand. And so if someone's talking to you and you're in the middle of a conversation with someone else or you get a notification, it catches your eye.
Yeah.
But I try not to. I try to put it away so that I'm not distracted by it.
I mean,
it's something I need to work on.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a question here talking about like social, social areas like dinners and workplaces. So when you're around other people, are you conscious about putting your phones away, or is it just kind of just a part of what you do all the time?
If I have a bag on me, I'll put my phone in my bag because I don't need it. Also, my phone is always on silent. I think that's the thing with working in radio. Your phone's on silent and you just don't take it off. So I usually get missed calls a lot of the time. But yeah, I'll put my phone away. If I don't have like a bag, I'll put it face down on the table.
Very smart. I do that too. I put my phone face down. Which is that way, not that way, face down on the table. But I am very conscious about it because I do also feel when someone's on their phone, when you're trying to have a conversation with them, that it is a bit rude and you're kind of like, they're not even listening to me. What I have to say is very important and you're distracted by your phone. So I do make that conscious decision to not check it when I'm with other people at dinner or whatever.
And I think it's something about, when you're giving someone your full attention, you're like respecting them and honouring the time that they're there in front of you and you're being in the moment. But the moment I see my phone go off, like it's like, whew, my
all your attention's just streamline, beeline for that.
Yeah, but now it's such a normal thing. Like I've had conversations with people where as we're communicating, like we're just effortlessly checking our phones and stuff, especially with my younger sister. So she's just like, totally chatting to me. And she's like texting with one hand.
At the
and I'm like,
time,
what's going on here? But it's an interesting
crazy.
kind of future we're heading into with cell phones and how we use them.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can be such a big distraction. And because we're so good with technology, well, when I say we, I mean collectively people are so good with technology these days that you're always on your phone and you can do it and do something else at the same time. But there's nothing better than someone who just looks at you and listens to you and gives you their full attention.
Yeah, I've been in a situation where I was talking to someone who's quite high up and they literally said to me, I just want to answer this text and then I'm going to put my phone away because I want to be in this moment with you. And I couldn't express like what that meant for me, for someone, for me to be important enough for someone to say, actually, I'm going to take away all my distractions. And that it really impacted me. And so sometimes when I'm on my phone, I'm just like, okay, I've got an opportunity to really be attentive and honouring towards this person. And the simple act of just putting my phone away. I'm not very good at it though. Like I'm still working on it.
So you're talking to someone who's quite high up.
Yeah.
I can't remember having that conversation with you. Humble.
Hashtag.
It wasn't me.
So I don't think anyone's still really using Snapchat, but I do. And that's just to keep up my Snapchat streak with my high school best friend. Currently on 59 days, not our biggest. We've definitely reached a year plus before. And sometimes we just send snaps of the weirdest things. Like I'll just take a pic of the ground, send it to her. She'll reply, maybe it's of the ceiling. And then that's all. But that's the way we keep in contact. We also actually message each other properly and call each other on the phone too. But yeah, that's the only reason I use Snapchat.
And we're continuing the conversation on 3 Cheers today, talking about cell phones. And it was really interesting. The other day I went to go meet up with a friend at a cafe and my phone died. And so I had a choice. I could sit at a cafe by myself and with no phone, or just wait in the car until she arrived, until I saw her go in. And I chose to stay in the car.
Because would you naturally go into a cafe, get your phone out while you waited and you had something to look at and to do and
and then I've got something to do in the meantime. But I was just thinking the in-between moments, like I feel like our phone's just taken that space away. Like I'm so nervous just to be by myself.
Absolutely. If we ever have to wait or you're with a friend and they're like, I'm just going to pop to the bathroom, the first thing you do is like, okay.
If we're being honest here, if we're all being honest, that's what we do.
Because I think it is a scary thing to maybe just sit there and not have access to anything and just sit and look and think and be present in the moment can be kind of, well, I guess in this day and age, not very natural because we're so used to using our phones that practice isn't as normal anymore.
I know, and I know, Weezy, you do a lot of stuff with kids, right? So you've got Radio Lollipop and you do the Sunday Kids Club. So how important is like imagination and stuff with kids in their developmental stages?
Yeah, well, that's actually really interesting. So the kids can visit down from like their hospital beds, their rooms, they can visit down. And that's really cool to see because they don't come down like with a phone or anything. They're just there in the moment. They're like requesting songs, dancing, singing along, or like telling us stories or whatever. It's really cool. And like sometimes though we've found that when we go to visit them in their rooms, if they're maybe like 11 plus, they might have a digital device and they might be on it, and then we just ask, do you want us to visit? We can, you know, play a game or like do a craft or whatever, and they're like on their device and like, oh no, I'm good. I'm like, right, okay.
And I'm sure like these kids that do spend a lot of time at Starship Hospital probably do get a bit bored, and it's probably like, I would say, have your screen. You know, they have it a bit rough, but in I guess other circumstances, it's not just cool to just be on your screen all the time.
And I think you often get your best ideas, those, you know, when you're not actively thinking or looking at something. Like often when I'm catching the bus and I'm just sitting in the bus and I'm like, okay, and I finally let my mind relax and I'm not looking at a screen. I feel like it's in those moments that I get ideas and things kind of start to fall in place.
You give yourself space to actually think and have your own thoughts. And I do a lot of thinking when I'm in the shower.
Yes.
Don't take my phone in there. That's for sure. So it is a space where I'm like, oh, I came up with this good idea and da-da-da-da-da. And coming to think of it, it's probably because I don't have my phone in my hand.
Yeah. Or it's kind of also like, you know, when you're drifting off to sleep and then you all of a sudden think of something, maybe it might be something you were trying to think of earlier on in the day.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time for me, if I'm watching a movie, I recognise the actor or actress, I'm thinking, what are they on? Who are they? Trying to figure out the whole day, cannot figure it out. And then I'll be falling asleep and then I'll wake up like, oh, it's blah, blah, blah from this movie.
Yeah, because you're giving yourself like some space to like actually think without a screen in your face. And I remember being at high school, quite a few years ago. I mean, I know, I keep saying I'm not actually that old, but I was at school in the early 2000s, at high school type thing. And when we had cell phones, they were not as flash as they are these days. Like I had a flip one. You had to press the buttons multiple times to actually send a text message. But we didn't have access to the internet, or we didn't even, I don't think even Facebook was around and those sorts of things. So we didn't easily have access to like social media, to looking at certain pictures and all of those things. We'd have to go home, ask my mum if I could go on the computer, dial up internet, have my 10 minutes on there, and then get off. So I think the way I was brought up as a child is completely different to the kids brought up in this day and age with all the technology.
Yeah, and my co-host on Rema Drive, Tom, he's got 5 kids. And so I've talked to him a little bit about kids and technology and how he manages it. And he does this thing called device-free Sundays with his kids.
I heard him talking about it on the radio.
Yeah,
to Rema.
And he said the first 2 Sundays they did it, the kids were just not happy. They were like, what do we do? What do we do? But actually, down the line, like a few Sundays down, now they're excited. Like on Saturday, they start putting aside board games and all of these things because now they actually get their parents' full attention. And I think kids actually really want that. Like they want their mum and dad to be like fully invested as much as we want to, even as adults. Like we want people to be into what we're saying.
It's so funny how in this day and age we're like switching back and we're like, all right, now we have to plan to like talk to people in real life and plan to do activities together, whereas most of the time we can just go on my phone.
Yeah, do you guys ever do that? Do you ever just like decide, okay, I'm not going to check my phone today, I'm not going to check Facebook or social media?
I've had a few social media
detoxes?
Yeah, those things, and it has been incredible because I'm on my phone all the time. When I've decided, nope, I'm not going to be on my social media for a month, I was paying attention to people. I was noticing things that I didn't notice before. I was much happier because I was living in the moment and being present with whatever was happening right here and now. I wasn't worried about taking a photo and posting it later and then talking to people online later because I didn't have that opportunity. I was just, taking in the moment.
In the moment. Have you ever done that, Weezy, like a detox?
I don't know, not like intentionally, I guess, but sometimes I don't always have my phone on me. I guess
Which
so.
is great.
Yeah,
Good.
like I guess we kind of, with social media, we use that quite a bit, you know, in our job, like checking to see what's going on, what people are talking about, what can we talk about on the radio. But I guess if I'm at home, I'll like put my phone down, and like I said, it's on silent, so I don't get the notifications or anything, and I'll go and do something else. And but something I actually used to love doing, but I feel like I haven't done that much anymore, is painting. And like I can spend the whole day just painting whatever, and I won't even be thinking about anything else. Like I don't even, like I wouldn't even really eat because I wouldn't get hungry. I'd be too focused on painting. And like just, I don't know, being creative or whatever. And I don't know, I guess like now I'm like, oh, I just don't have time for it. But there's nothing really that's changed that much. Like this was when I was at school, and like obviously I had school all day, and then I'd, you know, go home and paint.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. There's little devices that just, you know, they just fit into our pockets, but they just dictate so much of our lives. But, you know, it's like with most technology, it's a good thing or it could be a bad thing. It just really depends on how the person uses it.
Exactly. And some phases of my life, I need to take a break and I hate my phone. And then some phases, I literally could not live without it.
Yeah.
So...
In all honesty, I've had to be really honest with myself with my phone and the effect it has on me, especially when I look at my friends and what's going on in their lives. I mean, graduating, getting new jobs, going on travel trips, getting married, having babies. And I often look at my phone and look at what's going on in their lives, and as a result, just feel really awful about my own. And so I've made a decision actually to not look at my phone on Friday nights, because it's at the end of the week, I'm really tired, and if I've got nothing to do or nowhere to be, the first thing I do is go on my phone and see all the amazing things everyone else is doing on their Friday night. So I've decided that for myself and for my own sense of peace and happiness, I take Fridays off. Thank you so much for joining me on 3 Cheers. Do you guys have any final thoughts?
Do you know that you can get a whole cake on Uber Eats?
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us on 3 Cheers.